He told me I'll be listening.
Welcome back to another episode of the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. You can catch us on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, iTunes, and that's it.
Yep, on Twitter. Did you say Twitter?
And Twitter. So we back here after another game, another Sixers game, another win, 3 straight at home. We were minus 3 starters. Well, 2 starters to start off. Tobias and Embiid, our best 2 players. And then Danny Green got injured at some point in the game, and he was having a solid game. And the Sixers still pull it off.
Yep.
I like this team. I like this team. Maxey came in strong, finished strong, like how we were saying after the New York game. We needed somebody as a point guard that was going to play like that. Maxey looked like he's doing that. Thibault came in, played solid defense. Seth Curry is looking like non-COVID Seth.
Yeah,
and we look like we got to upgrade at the backup center position. So I mean, what you get from this game tonight? How you feel about this game tonight, Tim?
Sixers got a bench. We actually got a serious bench. It's something we did not have last year. We got a bench. Oh man, like you said, I enjoy watching this team. I really have, like Embiid. I didn't miss Embiid. I didn't miss Tobias or Ben. I'm just enjoying watching the game. This was just basketball. Outside of the girl Kate Scott doing the commentary, I enjoyed myself. I just sat back and I just watched it. Portland never really. I mean, they tried. I will say they tried, but the Sixers kept every blow that they gave us. We just kept punching back. We kept punching back. I really like the boy Niang. I think he's a baller. If I have one criticism is I see Shake doing the same thing, getting trapped and turn the ball over. I wish he just gets stronger. That irritates me because it happened a lot in the playoffs. But outside of that, man, I got no complaints. They played without 2 starters and they still ball.
But you know what? Now check this, because we know what I do. I try to keep stuff balanced. Like for me personally, the Blazers was playing off a back-to-back. You know what I'm saying? So and they've been on the road. So, but you can see they don't have the energy. But I'm starting to look at, I see Ethan Ethan wasn't able to make, he had to work tonight. So, you know what I'm saying? But he in the comments. Maxey was giving Dame some work.
He was.
But I honestly, I'm looking at Dame play. I think Dame wants out of Portland. I think and I will give Ethan props. Ethan been saying for the longest, Dame don't want to leave Portland. Dame don't want to be that guy. He got morals. He don't want to be, because he questioned KD when he did it. But I think Dame wants to be out. He just doesn't want to say, I'm out. It's going to be on the Portland ownership to get to trade Dame somewhere and do him properly and trade him somewhere like Philadelphia, where he could come and step in and actually have a chance to win a chip. But Dame body language to me, like I don't see that hunger in Dame right now. I know it's just regular season, but he's struggling this season.
But I mean, he still gave him 20, 10, and 7. Struggling. 20, 10, and 7 that's a struggle game. That's a good game for most people. But I do see what you mean as far as it wasn't vintage Dame, but outside of that,
Dame shooting 34. He's shooting 34% from the field, not from 3, from the field this year. Yeah. And it might have something to do with them. And hey, listen, Mark, no, I'm not taking away from. I think this was a great win for the Sixers, because when you tell me your top 2 players aren't playing, Tobias and Embiid, you telling me them 2 are not playing from the jump, and Danny Green, who was having a solid game, went out like in the second, for this whole second half, basically. And you still pull this off. Oh, this is a great win for the Sixers. Yeah. All I'm saying is I like to keep it real, and let's not like make it like Portland came in here on like 3 nights rest, or it was they was on the road last night and then they traveled to Philly. So that puts them in a spot. But the Sixers handle business, and it was a great win to me, in my opinion.
Yeah, and we got contributions from everybody. Like Seth Curry, he was in his bag tonight. That first quarter, he was balling. He led us. He got us going. And then that fourth quarter, he closed us out. He was like, all right, I got y'all. I mean, even Cork Myers, he had a show, so we probably won't see him next couple of nights. But tonight, he hit them 2 big 3-pointers. I can't take none away from them. They was huge. And the boy Niang, I'm a fan, yo. I think I know one of y'all say he look like an out of shape Ben, but he got skills. He actually is a good stretch forward for us. That's something. I think that's the best backup big man that we had in a while. I mean, Tobias can literally come out the game and he can come and step right in, and there's like no drop off at all.
It's so much better than seeing Mike Scott come in and start at center when Embiid is out, because Dwight Howard has to play the back. Drummond and I felt I felt Drummond and Niang were excellent pickups for the Sixers. I know a lot of people wasn't feeling the Drummond thing because it's like what we get him for, but Drummond is he can be a starter in this league.
He's still a starter.
But I'm saying he's not a dominant starter, like he's not an Embiid or a Joker or something like that. But he was a starter for Detroit and averaging like a double-double. Like this dude is legit. You can put him in a starter position and he can hold it down for a little bit. So when you got him backing up Embiid, you can rest Embiid and let him do that. And like you said about Niang, and one thing I wasn't expecting from Niang, because I know when he was on Utah, it was kind of like he was like buried on their bench. He would come in and spot up work or whatever. Yeah. But Niang looks like he's a leader. Like, did you see the one play like when it was Shake? Like he had the ball, he caught it, he faked, he like drove and he like faked the pass and then let the defender pass and gave it to Shake and he was like, go. And Shake went to the basket and got the score. Like that was that basketball IQ that he shows. I really do like him coming off our bench.
I like him too. Well, I wonder why Drummond never really developed his offensive game, because he got everything else. He has the ability to pass. He rebounds like crazy. I think he had 9 rebounds in the first half, but he never developed his offensive game. I think if he done that, he'd probably still be a top tier center in the league. It's like
who's that? Drummond?
Yeah, Drummond. I wonder why he never took that next step.
Sometimes that's all a boy is, though. Like Drummond's the kind of guy. In my opinion, he's a monster on the boards. He always averages like double digits in boards. So, but I just think he's the kind of guy. And you know what? One thing bothers me. I want to check out some of the comments a little bit later. One of the things that that kind of bothered me about Embiid is I've always wondered why Embiid doesn't catch those oops. Like remember shaking them used to throw the oops to Dwight. Yeah. You see Drummond catch the oops. Why can't Embiid catch an oop? I mean, that should be basic and simple, right?
Every shot of Joel is like a thought. Like he has to create the shot in his mind. He doesn't react really well to oops like that, and then he gets injured. He'll get injured off the oops. So, but no, I was impressed. Maxey played well again today. You can see that he's making those leaps as well. You know what I like though? The ball on Portland. The young boy, Anthony Simons.
Oh, yeah.
If we was going to trade for Dame, I would try to include Anthony Simons in that trade because he, to me, is the future. He can shoot already. And he's still a young boy. I think like 2021. He actually got game. Like if we had to give a Ben and maybe Shake, I would try to grab the young boy. The young boy got game. He got skill.
I'm not giving up both of them for that young boy, but I mean, hey, Miz, Doc did win this game. I get what you're saying that they did sit him down in the fourth quarter, 6 minutes in the fourth quarter, but it's still Portland's been on. I think they've already been like they on like a 5 out of 6. They on some kind of long East Coast road trip, and I think this is like the 3rd game. So I'm not giving them an out because we'll be faced with that kind of situation at some point in this season too. I'm just saying that to say Portland was a little bit wore down. But that being said, we didn't have our best 2 players, and we came out and balled. And another point, I think RJ said, we talk about the ball movement. This team moves the ball, and I don't want to slight Ben. I really don't want to slight Ben, but they do move the ball better.
On the day.
No, because listen, I'm not a Ben hater, even though it's funny because I get classified as a Ben hater and a Ben apologist. I'm not a Ben hater. I do see I see the benefits of Ben, but the ball does move around better. Like when you have all these other guys that can shoot, you see the ball zip, shot.
They say we had this. Well, this game we had the most assists out of all the games that we played so far this year. I mean, we was moving, but that you saying Ben. I'm saying Embiid, he holds the ball more than Ben to me. Once he gets the ball, he really do have to think of the shot that he want to take. Today, you just saw the ball just moving, just flowing. You saw the assists were way up.
But the difference is when Embiid holds the ball, a lot of times the ball is going to go in the basket. Or if Embiid holds the ball, you're going to get a double team and somebody's going to go open shot out of it. When Ben Simmons holds the ball up top, nobody's trapping Ben up top. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. And listen, I see the benefits of a Ben Simmons because I think you could coach around that. But let's be honest, the ball moves around a lot better. Even when Ben, like we've been talking about that all season, the ball's been moving around better.
But Ben don't really hold the ball because he don't shoot. He gives the ball up. That's the thing. They be like, why he don't take the shot? He's giving the ball up.
But it's a wasted it's a wasted touch. When everybody touches the ball, and again, I'm not bashing Ben. I'm just saying, in my observance, when everybody touches the ball with the lineup how it is now, everybody is a threat to shoot. So when you swinging that ball around, the defense has to rotate and keep moving, and you keep passing the ball and you get an open shot. You don't have that when Ben Simmons is in there.
But what you're seeing, what you saw today, is the results of Embiid not holding that ball. Because think about it, every time he gets the ball, it's not a quick shot.
But they've been passing the ball like that all season. Embiid been playing all season.
We have more assists today than any game this year, and it's the only game that Embiid didn't play. The proof is in the pudding.
So where you see, is this a stat that you have, or is this a stat you say?
Today was the most assists that we had in any game this year. That's a fact.
Is that a fact? So if I go ahead and search this right now, that's a fact.
Tawana told me that.
See, no, so you making some stuff up.
No, I'm just saying, if you search
it, be factual. Be factual.
If you search it, I guarantee you I'm speaking. Matter of fact, I think they see it on a broadcast, if I'm not mistaken.
No, hey Herb, I'm not, but see, this is what I'm saying. I'm pretty even kill with Ben. Like, I'm cool with what Ben brings to if Ben came back to play now, I'm fine with that because I think that his defense is outstanding and I think that he brings value to the team. That being said, he needs to play in the system. If you see this system works, I want Ben to come back and play within this system if Ben comes back. Now, should we be able to trade? Hopefully Dame is lowering his trade value. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully Dame is lowering his trade value and it's looking like, you know what, we got to move him and we can move a couple players. And Ben said
it's a fact.
What'd you say?
He said it's a fact. It was 34 assists tonight.
Okay. Okay. No, I mean, hey, they did swing the ball, but like I said, no matter what, if you have Embiid averaging 30 points, if he's dropping 30 points, which he's not this season, but if you have Embiid capable of dropping 30 points, it's a difference when you have less assists and you have a stud scorer on your team as opposed to you having less assists and somebody that doesn't want to shoot.
Your boy Paul Reed, he drew like 3 fouls in the first half. He was struggling a little bit, but he gave us something. I'm not mad at his play, but again, when we can't come into the season, we was expecting Paul Reed to really be this.
I was
taking that next step.
It's something about him. That's just like, honestly, sometimes they don't look to him though. I don't know. Maybe they don't, because it was like a couple of those plays where it's like they would do like a pick. It was like a pick and roll. And Reed would set the pick, but he wasn't getting contact with anybody. And then he rolled to the basket, but he would still be there. And it's like, it almost looked like the defense wasn't expecting him to get it. And the Sixers was trying to throw it to the outside. And Portland actually got a couple deflections off of that. But I mean, I agree. I expected more from Paul Reed. I expected more from Isaiah Joe. I mean, Joe had a nice little spot up square joint.
I'm glad he got that. He needed that shot real bad. I'm glad he did get it. But
this was a game where he should have shined. This was a game where he could have came in, and if he would have been playing well, Doc would have gave him more minutes. We got in the comments.
Doc Rivers told Daryl Morey he wanted George Niang since last All-Star game, so he's been eyeing him for a while. And you know Doc Rivers more than Drummond too. So Doc Rivers, remember we were saying how can we get free agents and everything? We couldn't get them when we had
I told y'all, I swore this was something that I argued a long time ago when we was talking about Doc, and I was saying people will come to play for Doc.
Yeah, and we see that. And those are 2 good pickups so far. No complaints. But you talking about?
Yeah, hey, listen. I still like Paul Reed. I just think that there's something missing in his. I like Paul Reed. I just feel like it's something missing with him. Like something didn't click with him yet. But I think if it ever does click, I think he can be a solid player in this league.
So what do you think about Danny Green going out with the hamstring?
It's an old man injury. And them things can be a little bit treacherous. So, I mean, put it this way: if he's out for a while with it, there's an opportunity for somebody. It's an opportunity for either somebody like maybe Cork. Maybe you slide Cork in that spot, or I mean, you might put Maxey in there. But I mean, this will be a good opportunity where you can slide somebody like Cork in, since now you have Shake back to be like that backup primary ball handler, as opposed to Maxey starting. Maybe Cork can sit in there, and now Cork can get more open looks if he's in there with starters.
You trust Cork? I mean,
yeah, because I'm not calling on Cork to be the guy. Honestly, when I'm saying to put him in there with the starters, I'm saying because if he's coming there and you have Maxey and you have Seth and you have Bede and you have Toby, Cork is like the low man on the totem pole. Yeah. So he'll get more open look. I think the more open looks, I think if Cork gets open looks, Cork can cook with open looks. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm just saying. That'll give him a better opportunity to score or get better looks with that lineup.
I mean, I'll see. You know me, he's too streaky. Some days, all of a sudden, Cork, I'm all on a Cork bandwagon. Next thing you know, he's just looking horrible out there. Now, today, Doc said Ben, I know y'all want to talk about Ben, but Ben had the most action today on the court. He was balling with the team, and like he was practicing real well. So Doc was kind of impressed with Maxey, not Maxey, but Ben today. So maybe we might be seeing a Ben sighting in the near future.
But see, this was my whole thing. But this is what I wanted when Ben was sitting here and pouting and everything else. And that's why I said I liked how the Sixers handled him. Because it's like, okay, listen, this is what we're going to do. Sit your behind home. We're not paying you.
Yeah.
Since you want to pull that, we're not paying you. Sit your behind home. And then when he did come in, it was like, okay, listen, you're not going to come in here and be a distraction. If that's the case, then go home. And then what you do is you win some games. You make it look like we don't need you. We balling without you. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, hold on. I want to be a part of the fun too. So either that or Ben might get the idea of, like when Maury said, I don't care if it takes 4 years. It's like, we're not caving into you. So if you want to be traded, make yourself tradable and we'll, you know what I'm saying, handle that for you.
And then also, and I totally agree with how the Sixers, because it was two other boys that were saying just trade for what you can get for them. So I'm glad that they was like, no, we're gonna hold on to you. We're gonna trade you. We're gonna get a star. We're gonna get a player, and that's all I ask is just to get a player in return for Ben. Don't just if you are gonna get rid of him, well, hopefully you get to keep him and to see if he developed the work on his game.
Hold on. Hey Mello, stop. Dame overrated?
You said Dame is overrated.
You said Dame is. You really think Dame is overrated? I understand he having a bad start. Dame is a prolific scorer in this league, and a superstar player in this league. Is his defense great? No, but it's a lot of boys' defense ain't great. That's, you know what I'm saying. Curry defense ain't great. Harden defense ain't great, but they prolific scorers and they great at what they do. I would take Dame Lillard in a heartbeat on this team. Even with him struggling right now, I think eventually that would change over.
Well, you know,
I don't think Dame is done.
On Twitter, they were saying that the crowd at the Wells Fargo Center was chanting for Dame. They said, "We want Dame." They were screaming, "We want Dame."
Dame, listen, Dame want to win, bro. Dame just don't want to be a heel. And that's what I was saying last year. Even if Dame is saying those things because Dame has morals. You know what I'm saying? He has conviction. KD came out and said what Brian did. Oh, I would never do that. And then he went and did it and joined Golden State. Dame talked about KD joining Golden State. Dame don't want to be that dude. Dame willing to ride out in Portland and die in Portland before he go and demand a trade.
But if Portland stays bad, based on what I saw today, because I don't think they're going to get any better. They're going to be a sub 500 team. Maybe Portland will do him a favor and be like, you know what, we're going to trade you to contender. We're just going to ride out with Ben and see what Ben is about.
But remember, that's what I said in the offseason where I said, I think Portland's ownership appreciates Dame. And I think when it comes down to it, that's why I said I think it's going to be on them to say, you know what, at this time we're going to trade Dame and get what we can get back for him with the understanding with Dame, like we're going to put you in a position where you have a chance to win. And I think that's the win-win situation for Portland. Yeah. Dame, like Portland's not going nowhere, especially you see all the competition in the West. Portland's not going nowhere with that. Nowhere.
But the boy CJ, I'm almost thinking about maybe we should go after CJ instead of Dame. The boy CJ, guys, he actually, if you watch this game today, he played well. He played very well. I think he played better than Dame.
But you know whose game CJ and Seth reminds me, their games are similar to me. So when I'm saying I would rather grab Dame because I think that Dame is a different type. CJ can run the point, but I think Dame Lillard is a different type player. If I'm going to make that trade for Ben or whatever else, I want a point guard. You know what I'm saying? I want the point guard, the guy that can score and distribute the ball like that. So I think that I see Dame more in that role as that. CJ to me plays like Seth Curry. He's played it better than Seth Curry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like how Seth Curry's playing now and how Seth Curry was playing for us last year,
there's more similarities.
Despite when he had the COVID, I think that their game is similar. And I just think that I would like a different style player.
You want a playoff star because anything that they're doing now is fine. It's entertaining for us, but nothing counts except in the playoffs when you need.
Well, I'm not going to do that because CJ has had some big moments in the playoffs. I like CJ, and he's from the area. You know what I'm saying? He went to school up in Bethlehem area, in Lehigh Valley. Yeah, he went to school up in Lehigh Valley. So CJ's from out this area. So I would not be mad at getting CJ. What'd you say?
But I still, to win in the NBA for the most part, you need stars. You need people that's gonna hit them big buckets and just gonna shine in the playoffs. Because everybody get tight. Tobias get tight. Embiid gets tight. All these boys get tight when it comes to playoff time. All of a sudden, the shots they was making before, they're not making no more. I want a boy that's gonna have like ice cold like veins. And the only person I see like that is the boy Dame, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think Dame, I'm not ripping McCollum. I'll take McCollum in a heartbeat. But I think that's just like Dame's range. I don't think McCollum has Dame's range. I think if you add somebody that has Dame's range or the range he's had throughout his career and a powerhouse like Embiid inside, that opens up so much on that floor. That opens up the whole floor. So then you have the guys that shooting like the regular threes, like Seth and Toby with the mid range. You spread the floor out so wide with that kind of range. So that's what I would prefer. But I would have no problems taking CJ McCollum if we could pull that off.
But your preference is Dame first.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not even gonna hold you. My preference is Dame.
So Eric Hendricks said the Sixers play better without Embiid. They move the ball better, get up and down the court. Hopefully, turnover machine was watching on a bit. I kind of agree with him a little bit. I kind of.
So you telling me this same lineup going up against the Bucks without Bede? You think they fare better without Bede against the Bucks?
I'm not.
Or against Chicago? You think they fare better without against Chicago without Embiid?
Embiid turns the ball over a lot. And Embiid is not, he can't go up and down the court like they can. This team was running up and down the court. It was entertaining to watch.
But you're talking, and this is why I said, let's be real with the game, because Portland has been on the road for 3 games and on the second night of a back-to-back. So yes, the team looks faster. We look faster than them. We had a night off and we're at home, back-to-back home games. So that does make a difference on how fast everything moves.
There's some truth to that. And that's why I figured we was going to beat Portland based off of the fact that was before I knew Tobias was a plan. But I thought we was going to beat them because they was coming off a back-to-back loss to Charlotte.
Yeah. And it was, listen, we play Chicago next. Hopefully Embiid play. I don't. So what? So, all right. So this is what I was saying about the Sixers. Like, come on, bro. Like, so we want to hate Ben, or we want to hate Bede, or it's like you got to be on the Ben side or the B side. You got to rip Bede to make Ben look better, or you got to rip Ben to make Bede look better. Like, why can't you just? I don't get it. Like this is our squad. If Ben was to come back and say he want to get in with the program and play and do the things the coach asked of him, I'm absolutely fine with Ben Simmons playing with us.
I agree.
But why it gotta be one of the other, like why we play better without you out your rabbit mind if you think this is a better team without Joel Embiid. You out your rabbit mind.
I'm not saying they better. I'm just saying they can run more without Joel Embiid on the court. That's what I'm saying. They're more of a running gun type of offense with Embiid not being on the court because Embiid just can't get up and down because he's 7'2", which is understandable.
Well, we also talking about the playoffs. The playoffs is less run and gun, right? Isn't the playoffs more of a slow down pace and play more half court ball?
Depends on where you playing and who you playing.
No, pretty much. That's what the playoffs is. Playoffs is you cherish more possessions like that. So
the playoffs at that point.
The playoffs is a lot more half court basketball.
No, when you're in the 7-game series, everybody knows the moves that you're going to make. There's nothing that you're going to do differently. The only difference is now it's based off of who's the best player on the court. That's all it is. It's like who has the best talent. Because
so who's the best player on the Sixers?
I mean, Joel Embiid.
So that's what I'm saying. Don't tell me they look like a better team without Joel Embiid. He's the best player on the team.
Like for regular season play.
I don't care about regular season. We'd have had enough regular season.
Regular season play is more enjoyable to watch this team go up and down the court. Maxey finishing and doing what he's doing. All the young guns. They don't get tired. They run up the court. But in the playoffs,
you know what's funny? I want to bring up an interesting fact. We talking about how much Joel Embiid turns the ball over. You do know that so far this season, this is his lowest turnover per game.
Good.
For his career, he's averaged 3.4 turnovers. The first year, 3.8, 3.7, 3.5, 3.1, 3.1. So he's gotten better the last couple of years. And this year, he's averaging 2.5. So talking about him being a turnover machine, his turnovers has gone down gradually every year. So this what all I'm saying is let's not hate that. Let's not just hate just because if you want to promote Ben Simmons, don't hate on Embiid. If you want to promote Embiid, don't hate on Ben. What do you say? We're all brothers.
We are brothers.
That's our brother.
He did say that last week when he was home opener. Like, don't hate on the man. No, this was a good quality win by a team that's hit them like buttons too. We only got 20 likes. It's 53 people watching. Give us some love a little bit. We appreciate it. Don't forget that like, comment, and subscribe. But this team is entertaining. I'm enjoying it. I didn't miss Tobias, didn't miss Embiid, don't miss Ben, but we do need all three of them.
Exactly. As of right now, if they're on the roster, I would prefer all three of them be on the team.
Yeah, that's how it was. But we're gonna wrap this thing up. You got anything to say before we get up out of this piece?
No, I mean it was a good win, man. I hope we enjoyed it. It's good back-to-back wins. The Sixers playing again at home, where they showing exuding that dominance. How some people were scared when we lost to the Knicks and was talking about how we was gonna be a 5th or 6th seed.
Yeah, they was.
You know, that's why I say we still want to wait, and it's going to be a good test the next game. So I'm looking forward to the next game.
I want to see.
I think Chicago was getting waxed. I think Chicago lost the last game, and I think they're getting waxed tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
And they lost their starting power forward, didn't they? They said the bull went out with a wrist injury.
Who's that?
I think his last name is Williams. I'm not sure who he is, but they were saying that they Chicago lost their starting forward. So. But they've been playing well.
I stand corrected. Chicago came back on Boston, and they up by 12 with a minute left. They up by 14 with a minute. I stand corrected.
So they only got one loss.
Chicago's a tough squad, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, they 5-1.
Well, you just gave them all wrong.
No. They was losing to Boston earlier. They was losing to Boston, but I think they did lose their last game though. I know they just lost. Let me see. I think they had just lost their last game though. No, they beat the Jazz, but they had lost the Knicks game for that, but it was only by 1. Okay. So Chicago is balling. They look good on paper, and right now they looking good on the court. So it's going to be a good game for us.
Okay. All right, y'all. So thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us tonight. Sixers went in and they took care of business against a bad team.
Oh, wait, real quick. You know we playing Chicago back to back.
No, we do. I thought we played Detroit after that.
No, we played Chicago here Wednesday, and then we go to Chicago on Saturday.
No, but we play somebody on Thursday. I think it's Detroit.
No, I'm looking at the schedule. Well, do we? So wait a minute, because I'm looking at the Bulls schedule. Okay, so we play somebody else in between.
We got our first back-to-back on Thursday with Detroit.
That mean we all right. B need to sit on it against Detroit. I want him to play both games against Chicago.
I agree.
All right.
All right, y'all. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe and that notification button. We hear every single game. Every game the Sixers play, we hear. It's either gonna be me, it's gonna be me and Wayne. Who knows if Ethan and Ephraim gonna show up, but we'll definitely be here at every single game. Thanks for listening. We out.
Peace.